First things first, I want to sincerely apologize to all the single mothers of boys. I've shared a story about myself and my mom and how I went and sought my father because I realized that it kind of like opened some wounds with single mothers who are afraid of their boys doing what I did. But I explained it. I was like, well, in my father's defense, he didn't run away. It was because of political violence. So we had to be fled to Swaziland. And so we separated like that for 22 years. So I knew that there was no fight between them because he even proved it to me that he was looking for me. Before Nkosi FM was Nkosi FM, I think it was called Radio Zulu. He made me listen to an audio as evidence that he looked for me. He went to Nkosi FM and basically begged people of KwaZulu to please help him find his son. So I'm so sorry. That's all I'm going to say. I apologize. I did not mean to tap on that fear because I know it's there. As long as you have, especially when it's a Zulu boy. I don't know about other tribes and cultures, especially when it's a Zulu boy. That thought is always in the back of our heads. How's our father like? How does he look like? And it's a whole lot. But anyways, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for opening those wounds. I apologize because I know you guys knew one Vuganati. And I'm going to tell you one thing, though. You will always be number one in our hearts, in our minds, in everything that we do. Mom first. So that old man, he's almost like a figment of our imagination. Somebody that we don't know. Because when I did meet mine, it was like, okay, we look alike. But certainly, I'm more like my mother's son. I guess he was not curious like me. Yes, yeah, anyways. Sorry, guys, sorry. Anyways, let's talk about Sergeant Nkosi. Fannie Nkosi appeared in court today for judgment regarding his bail application. Unfortunately, his bail application, as you have seen in this video.
Please stand up, Mr. Nkosi. Your case is remanded until the 21st of May 2026 in this court B. It is for further investigation. You will remain in custody until then because bail was formally dismissed.
Njengoba isicelo sakho singabiwe sebail phambi kwenkantolo bahlehlisa icala lakho uzobuya enkantolo ngomhla ka-21 May 2026 bayasho ukuthi basaphenyisisa kabanzi ecaleni lakho okwamanje uzobuyela emaseleni.
Right, State, I have a copy of the judgment for you. Defense, here's a copy for yourself as well.
Okay, I'm not going to play the whole thing. So bail was dismissed and bail application was dismissed. The court found that he was a flight risk. Also, the court found that he would interfere with witnesses and tamper with evidence. And the court also found that if he was released on bail, because this is a public interest matter, the public will have an uproar if he would be granted bail. Now, also, the case was quite weak when it came to serious accusations of the 52,000 rand in cash that was found under his mattress and illegal ammunition, including other equipments that he was supposed to have returned upon the time he was suspended, but he did not. Instead, he made an excuse in his application that he was not given enough time to hand over the dockets that were found in his house, everything, ammunition, you name it. So they saw that as violation of multiple laws that I'm not going to bother you with. And one thing I did not like watching the bail application judgment is the cameraman, SABC. In fact, I guess with all the media houses, they have a tendency of focusing a lot on the presiding officer rather than focusing on the accused. Remember, you as a cameraman, you are our public gallery. We want you to focus on the accused, not on the magistrate or the judge. You can jab at the judge now and again, but most of the time you are focused on the accused because we want to see everything, his reactions, his facial expressions. Is he crying? Is he laughing? Is he asking to go to the bathroom now and again? Is he wiping his brows because he's sweating? And on top of that, we want to see how remorseful he is, if he is remorseful at all. But no, throughout the reading of the judgment, the cameraman was just focused on the magistrate. Can they be trained that the camera is the public gallery? We want to see the accused. Please, with due respect, with absolute due respect. That's all we ask. Focus on the accused, not on the magistrate or the judge. We will highly appreciate that. Thank you very much. So that's what happened at Sergeant Fannie Nkosi's bail application. So he's going to be remanded in custody until the 21st of May 2026. Allegedly, because the state is still going to do more investigations. So chances are, as he is sitting there in the cells, there might be more charges that are going to be added. And I think those charges, they might come from his own testimony at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. When we're talking now about him going to Katiso Mulifa's house and taking a squared-looking bag, everybody think it's money that was in there. Yeah, now he says, no, it was a helmet of David Harley Davidson. What is that? What it's called? Yeah, just lying blatantly in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, and of course his relationship with the Tshwane CFO Gareth Mnisi, and how he kind of, attempted corruption, if he did not commit corruption at all, by getting himself and his brother some tenders. That also means his brother, who I think his name is Beki Nkosi, himself is going to jail. Now, Gareth definitely is going to meet his Mfwetu in there as well, unless he's taken to a different jail. Question is Sergeant Nkosi eating now, or he still believes that he is going to be poisoned? Because allegedly that is what he was crying about, that, oh, I cannot eat, I'm going to be poisoned. Okay. Listen, when you are going to play with the dogs, you're going to wake up with fleas, okay? That's just how it works. And I think he's learning the hard way. I was looking at him and I'm thinking, what's running through your mind, sir? You had a career, you have a family, you had it going for you. You were the lucky South African that was able to wake up in the morning to earn an honest living. What is it that happened? What made you think that this is not enough? And what made you think that you were actually going to get away with it? In a country like ours, yes, there's corruption, but what's done in the darkness shall be revealed in the light, sir. And there are going to be people who are now going to scrap like they have done. I'm looking at you sitting in a dock all by yourself. Mfowethu is not there. Even though he did not attend the Madlanga Commission, at least the thing that he could have done is come and give you some emotional support by sitting in the gallery and say, hey, Mfowethu, I'm here as well, wishing you good luck. No, you were all there by yourself. Shadrach Sibia, your friend, was not there, also sitting in the gallery for emotional support. Shibiri was not there. Nobody was there. I don't know. Maybe your family was in the gallery, but we don't know them. But the people that were sending you around like an ice boy, where were they? Where were they? So you see, there's no honor amongst yourselves. And secondly, do you see that the moment you are in trouble, everybody split? They run away. And if you are watching this, you are innocently and earning your wealth in a snail pace, keep it that way. Keep it that way. Because unless you win the lotto, and only the lotto, then you have that instant wealth. But to be wealthy, you have to sail the rough seas. And that also goes with age. You get ripened into whatever you invested in. That is why when you invest in the stock market, it's not a matter of tomorrow your money just pop. Okay, yeah, I know there's different kinds of investment in the stock market, but there's those ones where you literally have to wait decades before you go withdraw your dividends, and it's in hundreds of millions, either of rands or dollars. And that point you about what, 60, 65? I know. But the wealth at the end of the day is the contentment that you feel when you get a salary at the end of the month. And on that salary, you're able to take care of yourself and your family and your extended family if you have such responsibilities. Quick come, quick go. I mean, ask Usiyabonga Nkosi. Ask Usiyabonga Nkosi. Ask everybody else that are going to be arrested by SIU with big houses and fleets of cars. Yeah, they are going to learn that to get to that point of 76 million rand, it takes decades unless you win the lottery. Unless you win the lottery. Any other way, no. You're going to have to grovel like the rest of us. You have to be patient, and you have to be consistent, and you have to sweat, you have to cry, you have to fight with somebody so that things go accordingly because you have a goal in mind. But at the end of the day, it's not for us. It's for the kids that we brought to this earth so that they get to enjoy zako, your blood, sweat, and tears. But because you'll think by putting your hand in the cookie jar and boom, you are rich. That's the house of cards, let me tell you that. Because look at it, Usiyabonga Nkosi, his house of cards, one little flip, it won't come tumbling down. So please, whatever you do, do it the honest way. Yes, you are going to make mistakes along the way, but it's mistakes that you need to learn from. And I will tell you something that I was told by my mother, who's uneducated, by the way, she passed on. She used to say, Mtanami, she said it in Zulu, but I'm going to translate it in English. A clever person learns from their mistakes, but an intelligent person learns from the mistakes of others. I carry that with me to this very day. Me, whenever I make a mistake, it is because I was looking at somebody else's mistake and I'm like, okay, because they made that mistake, surely Nami, I'm going to slip a little bit. But the lesson they learned would probably be the same lesson and more for me. And boy, things like that have happened in my life. But do you think for one moment I thought, who do I go and associate? I come from a struggle family. I do. I could use that and waltz into Lutuli house and just name drop. And then from there, just join the bandwagon of getting rich quick by stealing from the public. But my mom, once again, every time when I think about not that I want to do something bad, but when I think about, how does it feel like to be rich like that? Then she comes in my head and goes, don't you ever think like that. Because the next thing you're going to do, because I know you clans, I know you, you are curious, and you're going to use your curiosity to go and find out. She's not wrong, but I'm too afraid of jail. That's one thing I'll never do. And like I said before, me, I'm a snitch. You must never tell me anything ephume eceleni, I will snitch. I promise you, because the last thing I want is getting a knock on my door because the person I'm associated with, you know how friends, they throw you under the bus even when you are innocent. I don't have friends today. I'm a loner and I'm fine with that. I am very fine with that. I look at other people with friends and I'm like, hey, well, do you, boo? So the point that I'm making here is looking at Sergeant Nkosi sitting there by himself in the dark, and none of the people that he was doing stuff with did come and say, hey, let me go give my friend emotional support. Not even his own lawyer was not there. Yeah, he had a lawyer, yes, that made an application, argued, but the other one that he was bringing to the Madlang Commission of Inquiry, like, hey, probably he's busy. I mean, he has other clients. But where were all the other guys? So you see, at the end of the day, it's not worth it. It is not worth it, especially when, let's say, you're all colleagues at Home Affairs, sold the country, and you think there's not going to be a knock on the door. And if it was, how do you know your colleagues have thrown you under the bus and labeled you as the mastermind? Yeah. See, it's not worth it. It is not worth it. I think thou shalt not steal commandment in the Bible is commandment number 7, if not commandment number 8. I stand corrected. It's there. And funny enough, y'all dress up every Sunday to your nins to church. Which God is that you guys are worshiping, by the way? I'm just curious. Which one? Because the one that created us all, there's no way will endorse you. I'm sorry. Loves you, but endorsement of crime, and you're committing a crime against vulnerable people. The tax pool already is not that big because the unemployment rate is so massive. And then you still steal from us. And that's Yabang Nkosi. Bro, I don't know what they call it. Is it raise? Whatever it is, that stuff is called for the machines of our electric stations. One cost between 150 to 480 Rand when you charge it at 50,000. And then as a result, because when you and your wife must take Paris trips. No, go rot. You and your wife, go rot. Go rot. Go rot. Go rot. But I will leave this video here. I just thought let me come and because I think the Wi-Fi kind of like gave me a little leeway earlier. So I'm taking another chance. Who knows? Maybe this one will go through as well. Other than that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow, I think. And please, guys, whatever you're thinking, plan it and then be patient with it. Nurture whatever it is or your goal is, especially if it's a financial freedom goal. Nurture it, be patient, and be consistent. Trust me, eventually it will pay off. It might not pay off today, next year, 10 years down the line, but it will pay off subsequently. Just have faith that you are going to succeed. Easy come, easy go. Stay away from that one. Stay away. It equals J-Lo. Anyways, goodbye.